The pygmy seahorse refers to a group of small and cryptic seahorse species belonging to the genus Hippocampus. These tiny seahorses are known for their incredible camouflage abilities, making them extremely difficult to spot in their natural habitat. They are often associated with various species of corals, particularly Gorgonian sea fans, where they blend in perfectly due to their coloration and texture. Pygmy seahorses are incredibly small creatures, with their size ranging from about 1 to 2.5 centimeters in length. Due to their tiny size, their weight is negligible, typically measuring in fractions of a gram. The weight of individual pygmy seahorses can vary slightly depending on factors such as species, age, and environmental conditions, but in general, they are among the lightest of all seahorse species. Their weight is usually on the order of a few milligrams or less. The coloration of pygmy seahorses is one of their most striking features. They have the ability to change their color to match the color of the coral they live on, making them nearly invisible to predators and prey. The coloration can range from shades of pink, yellow, orange, and white to match the coral's polyps. This camouflage is achieved through specialized skin cells known as chromatophores, which contain pigments that can expand or contract to change color. One of the most remarkable behaviors of pygmy seahorses is their ability to change color to match the coral they inhabit. This intricate camouflage helps them blend seamlessly with their surroundings, making them almost invisible to predators and prey alike. They can also mimic the texture of the coral's surface, further enhancing their camouflage. Pygmy seahorses also have a texture on their skin that mimics the texture of the coral they inhabit. This further enhances their camouflage by making them blend in with the bumps and crevices of the coral's surface. Their body shape is adapted to their coral habitat. They often have a slender and elongated body, which helps them maneuver through the coral branches. Their bodies are also equipped with prehensile tails that allow them to anchor themselves securely to the coral. Pygmy seahorses are typically found in specific regions of the world, primarily in the Indo-Pacific. Their distribution is often tied to the presence of suitable coral habitats, which can be limited in range. Observing pygmy seahorses requires diving in areas with healthy coral reefs and excellent visibility. These conditions can be challenging to find and access. The rarity of pygmy seahorses is also related to conservation concerns. Coral reefs, their natural habitats, are threatened by climate change, pollution, overfishing, and other human activities. As these habitats decline, the populations of pygmy seahorses can also be affected. Pygmy seahorses are known to be territorial, defending their specific coral branch from other seahorses. They may use displays of color and posture to warn off potential intruders. These seahorses are not strong swimmers and rely on water currents to move them around. Their small pectoral fins help them maintain balance and stability while navigating the coral branches. Pygmy seahorses have small pectoral fins on the sides of their bodies that they use to maintain balance and move around their coral homes. They are not strong swimmers and rely on the currents to carry them to new locations. Unlike many other seahorses, pygmy seahorses have gill openings on the sides of their heads. These openings help them extract oxygen from the water and are another unique feature of their anatomy. Their eyes are capable of moving independently of each other, allowing them to survey their surroundings without moving their bodies much. This is useful for detecting potential threats or prey items. Zooplankton are microscopic or very small animals that drift in the water column. Pygmy seahorses are filter feeders, meaning they capture these tiny organisms from the water using their snouts. They have a tubular snout that they can extend to create a suction effect, drawing in water along with the plankton. This allows them to feed on the minute creatures that pass by them in the water currents. Pygmy seahorses often position themselves in a way that maximizes their chances of catching zooplankton. They may face into the current or position themselves to take advantage of the flow of water, increasing the likelihood of plankton drifting into their vicinity. Once pygmy seahorses suck in water with zooplankton, they use their specialized gill rakers to filter out and consume the small organisms. The gill rakers are structures in their throat that act like a sieve, allowing water to pass through while trapping the plankton for consumption. Due to their small size and sedentary lifestyle, pygmy seahorses don't have particularly high energy requirements. The low energy currents of their coral habitats are often sufficient to bring them the food they need. The diet of pygmy seahorses is highly specialized, closely tied to their unique coral environment. Their reliance on tiny prey like zooplankton highlights their adaptation to a specific ecological niche within coral reef ecosystems. Pygmy seahorses engage in courtship rituals to establish pairs for breeding. The courtship behaviors can include displays of color, posturing, and synchronized movements. Once a pair forms, they often stay together for the breeding season. The female pygmy seahorse transfers her eggs into a specialized brood pouch located on the male's abdomen. This pouch is equipped with a thin membrane that allows for gas exchange and nutrient transfer between the developing embryos and the male's body. After the female deposits her eggs into the male's pouch, the male releases sperm into the pouch to fertilize the eggs internally. This internal fertilization is a key feature of seahorse reproduction. The male carries the fertilized eggs in his pouch for the duration of the pregnancy. The pouch provides a safe and controlled environment for the developing embryos. During this period, the male's body provides oxygen, nutrients, and waste removal to support the embryo's growth. The gestation period, or the time it takes for the embryos to develop, varies depending on factors like species, water temperature, and environmental conditions. It can range from a couple of weeks to several weeks. Once the embryos have developed sufficiently, the male goes through a process known as parturition, during which he goes into labor and gives birth to live juvenile seahorses. The birth process involves muscular contractions of the pouch, expelling the fully formed, miniature seahorses into the water. Unlike many other species, the newly born pygmy seahorses are relatively independent from birth. They are miniature versions of the adults and need to fend for themselves in terms of finding food and avoiding predators. After giving birth, both male and female pygmy seahorses are capable of breeding again and producing more broods during the breeding season. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.